I'll be brief with this introduction and cut it down a little bit to give our speakers as much time as possible. But today we have with us Tony Taylor. He's the Executive Director of External and Regulatory Affairs for AT&T in Kentucky. In his position with AT&T, Tony and his team focuses on community relations across the Commonwealth and the company's governmental relations work with local and state governments. Tony's career in telecommunications spans over 35 years, and in addition, the governmental affairs, it also includes experience, in addition to his governmental affairs, he has experience in networks, enterprise sales, wireless, and data communication. And with him today is Joan Duncan. She is the AT&T Regional Director, and she's the one that's closest in contact with our local community. So I would like to ask Tony Taylor to come forward, please, and make his presentation.
Or you can do it back there.
You want to do it that back?
I'll do it here. I feel like I've got too many people behind my back back here. I'm a card player, you know. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for the introduction, and I'm glad to be here with you today. Cliff Harris was originally scheduled to be with you. He's our state president. Some things came up within the past couple of days that made some changes for him. Wasn't able to get here. He sent his regrets. I'm sure he would welcome an opportunity to come back and speak with you all again as well. And so don't forget that if you have a chance to give a call on him to come back. I think y'all would really enjoy having him here. So we got to speak a little bit with the executive board earlier today and kind of share with you a lot of the same stuff we share with them, but really kind of just to tell you thanks for the opportunity to be here to speak with you. And we want to, I just kind of want to kind of recap some of the things that have happened since March of 2015. And you may recall at the end of the legislative session in 2015 that the General Assembly on a broad bipartisan basis approved some updates to the telecom rules. There are outdated rules that they've changed. It was a positive first step. There would need to be more done at some point in time. But I think there were some that talked about the sky would fall, and of course we've seen it hasn't fallen. And I really wanted to update you with some of the things that we've been doing since that point in time. Probably one of the big things, we've expanded our fiber optic network that we use to provide 4G wireless services. We've added 32 additional cell sites across the Commonwealth since that point in time, and that bring coverage to areas where others at that point in time had not had our wireless service. In addition to those, we've expanded we call them enhancements, but we've enhanced over 750 locations. And what that basically means is we've added a great deal more capacity to our sites to be able to meet increasing demand for wireless broadband services. I mean, as you know, everybody uses their mobile devices greatly anymore. In fact, we've seen enormous growth in data usage, over 150,000% since 2007. So it's really pretty incredible how the demand for these services continue to grow. The other thing I think that's kind of key to know, you may or may not have seen this, but last fall, we, in conjunction with the other telecom providers in the state, working with the Kentucky Department of Education and all 173 school districts across the Commonwealth, we extended and providing fiber-based high-speed internet services to all these school districts, the district offices. And so, and a key thing, I think, is it makes clear, there's fiber obviously in every county. There was before that, definitely is now. But the state actually became the first state in the nation, as I understand it, to meet a national benchmark that was set in 2012 by the State Education Technology Directors Association. So that's a kudos for Kentucky and what they're doing in terms of the Kentucky Department of Education. We also had hired over the same period of time more than 400 new employees in our retail positions and management positions, as well as our technician type positions across the Commonwealth and various communities. And just last month in the Louisville area, we announced AT&T fiber availability there. There was a press release on that on October the 18th. We're excited about that. It brings some of our latest technologies available, bringing gigabit speeds to some homes there and small businesses. And we continue to invest heavily in our fiber optic infrastructure across the state, not just local. And in fact, we have more than 750,000 what we call strand miles of fiber in the Commonwealth today. That would, if you put all that end to end, and go around the world, the earth like 8 times. So quite a bit of fiber. We continue to add fiber. That's a key part of the investment that we need to continue making in the state. In addition, we launched a program called Access from AT&T, and it's really aimed at low-income consumers, people that if in our traditional telephone service area where we provide wireline internet connectivity, households that are benefiting from the supplemental nutritional assistance program, some people call it SNAP, it used to be called food stamps. They are able to participate in this program, and what they can do is go online and apply for this service. What it boils down to is we will offer them the high speed that we have available to them. And it could be 10 megabit or 5 megabit per second, or it could be 3 or 1.5 megabit or 768 kilobits per second. But what we are offering for them is if you fall in the 5 to 10 megabits per second speed, that service is available for $10 a month. There's no contract associated with it. There's no install cost. There is no cost for the equipment that we'll ship for self-install. And then if you're in the group of lower speeds, then that's a $5 a month service. So it's an opportunity to kind of help with some of our those that are need connectivity but are on low limited incomes, and glad to introduce that. We also some of y'all may be aware of these because there's been 3 or 4 of these in all counties. But we did the AT&T Fiber Ready designation, and that basically highlights many places, industrial parks primarily, that where we have fiber infrastructure there ready and in place and ready to help businesses that may be able to recruit in, help drive job creation. 4-Star Industrial Park over in Robards in Henderson County was the first location, not only in Kentucky but in the state, in the country, to receive that designation. And we've announced over 14 more since that point in time. One of them, Bluegrass Crossings down in Ohio County, and of course the other one is the Sturgis Industrial Park in Union County. And Joan Duncan in our group, she covers from an external affairs perspective all your areas. I know she's been trying to work with other industrial parks on this, what we think is a very important designation. It gives the economic development leaders there an opportunity to show, as they recruit, it's another tool in their recruitment box to be able to show these potential businesses that look, we are designated fiber ready. We have fiber in this park. We're ready to able to provide those types of services. And we understand that's a critical part in terms of economic development and job opportunity in your areas. We're pleased to be where we are. We're trying to add significant increase the number from where we are now to significantly more. The other thing I would also point out is that we have recently announced more than 11,000 business customer locations in the Commonwealth where that have access to our fiber optic infrastructure. And we also have another group called AT&T Business Fiber Deployments, and these are typically for multi-tenant office buildings, and it brings greater access to businesses that are located in these buildings to gigabit speeds, whether they're small businesses or larger businesses. And so again, another example of continuing fiber deployment investment in the Commonwealth. The key thing that y'all need to know what we're in a process of last year, shortly after the legislative session, we committed to the SEC to take what they call Connect America Fund monies. And that the SEC identified specific census blocks throughout the Commonwealth, practically all of them in rural areas, where we have locations that are unserved with broadband today. And so we are in the process of beginning to plan and deploy equipment to support that. There were 84,000 locations identified in our service area. Other providers, Windstream and Cincinnati Bell, are participating as well, and some smaller carriers probably are too. I just don't know specifically about But this program will be, as a result of this, we'll be bringing and solving this lack of broadband by bringing what we call fixed wireless internet solution to this area. It's not your mobile broadband, but a fixed wireless internet that will bring broadband solution to your home or your small business. It'll be rolled out over the course of this year. Probably start seeing more information about it in the second half of this year. But by the end of 2017, we have an obligation to provide 40% of those 84,000 locations with broadband speeds of at least 10 megabits per second down and a 1 megabit up. We're excited about that, and I think constituents out there will be as well. The other thing that goes with that is we'll be building new towers to implement some of this. And in locations where we are doing new towers, we expect that we'll be bringing additional cellular coverage. And when I say cellular, thinking more about your cell phone kind of coverage in some of those areas as well. So there's that benefit that we think will come along with that too. The bogeys on this are, in the following year, 20% more come on board until you do 20% every year until we get that 100% of those 84,000 locations. Definitely thought you all would want to know about that. We continue to work on our investments across the state. We're excited about the prospect that these investments bring to bring Kentuckians, better communication experience, no matter whether they're surfing the internet, making a phone call, downloading apps, or surfing the internet, whatever that activity may be. And I'm encouraged about the path moving forward. I think we have good future opportunities for job creation, economic growth, and here to work with you. If you don't know Joan Duncan in your all's area, I would encourage you to get to know her. You probably knew Sam Davenport before. Well, Joni's a lot prettier than Sam is, and she is a hard worker. And so please take an opportunity to get to know her. And that's really all I had to share at this point in time. So, Judge, thanks to Jim. Thank you for allowing us to be here. I don't know if anybody has any questions.
May have any questions for Tony? We've already grilled him in the executive board, and he survived that, so he's pretty tough.
Yeah, that's why I'm wearing my jacket right now.
The only comments I would have, Tony and John, always nice to work with AT&T folks and GRADD, and also thank you for sponsoring our events every year for many, many years.
Well, it's been our pleasure to be here. Thank you all very much for your time.
Today, here's you a piece of gift from GRADD and
Good.
coffee mug. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Look forward to talking to you again.
Thanks again. Thank you all.